Hello, I'm Mr. Ogre, and in this video I'm going to be covering mining specializations in the War Within. So if you're looking to see how each specialization works and possibly a build or two, then I've got you covered. To start off, I just want to cover the stats that are important to mining. They are skill, finesse, deftness, and perception. So to start with skill determines what quality of ore you will receive when you mine. By looking in the mining journal, you can see every ore has a primary reagent skill level of 120. This means you need 120 skill in order to start gaining the rank 3 of that material. Your base skill is your mining level, so 100 mining will have 100 skill. This can be further modified via the profession equipment and the specialization tree. Next we have finesse. Finesse is a proc that will give you extra primary reagents, so if you're mining iron claw, it will give you extra iron claw ore. Although this hasn't happened to me in the War Within, during Dragonflight a finesse proc could proc additional finesse, so you could get extra materials from the extra materials. Next we have deftness. Deftness is simply just mining speed. The more deftness you have, the faster you will mine nodes. It's not generally a stat that people go after, but it's a nice bonus. And finally we have perception. Perception is a chance to gain extra additional rare materials. This will be imperfect null stones, for example. Now we have the basics of the stats out the way, let's have a look at the actual trees. Mining has 3 specializations: plethora of ore, mining fundamentals, and mastering the mysterious. The easiest way to see these 3 trees is quality, quantity, and bonus materials. First we have plethora of ore. This is what I would call the quality tree. Spending points in this specialization will give you access to more skill, which means you will get the higher quality materials much more often. It's also a large source of deftness, so you generally mine very quick when you spec into this tree. Another bonus is that once you fully specialize into one of the ores, you will be able to mine full null stones instead of imperfect null stones. Next we have mining fundamentals. This is the one that I would call the quantity tree. While it does have skill in it, it's generally a lot of finesse and a lot of perception. This means you're going to be gaining a lot more materials, but generally of lower quality. By spending 60 points in this tree, you will be able to mine while mounted. And by further specializing into the rich or seams, you will get a chance to gain extra nodes from those nodes. Next we have mastering the mysterious. This specialization has a heavy focus on the modified nodes of Kazalgar. Those being the webbed, ease mine, weeping, and crystallized. This specialization also improves the overload empowered deposit ability. You can eventually get 2 charges, and you reduce the cooldown of the ability by a lot more whenever you do mine around Kazalgar. One of the major issues is that overloading nodes in the War Within is nowhere near as profitable as it was during Dragonflight. I want to very briefly go over each node, what it does when you empower it, and which ones you should empower. So to start with crystallized. Crystallized will summon a portal, which when you click on it will take you to the nearest node. Overloading a webbed node will cause spindle spiders to spawn. When you capture these, you will gain 1 weaver cloth. Overloading a weeping ore will cause a mob to spawn, which when killed can be mined for additional writhing samples. Finally we have the ease mine. When these are empowered, they will spawn a large red circle around them that when detonated will destroy the node. However, they will spawn a large amount of other nodes around them that you can mine very quickly. Although these nodes also despawn when the detonation happens. My recommendation is to always overload the ease mine nodes. None of the others actually feel worthwhile. So this leads me into which build should you use. I have 2 builds, both of which I think are very good. One will include mining fundamentals and one doesn't. The first is the one with mining fundamentals. This means you will have the ability to mine while mounted. Once you've spent 60 points in mining fundamentals, I'd recommend putting 5 points into mastering the mysterious. This gives you a small bonus to the cooldown reduction you get on overload empowered deposit every time you mine. This will let you overload the ease mine nodes a little bit more consistently, and it's only 5 points. Your final set of points I would start filling out on the plethora of ore tree, and then finally on the bismuth side of that tree. My second build opts to not go into mining fundamentals, and instead starts in plethora of ore to fill out that wheel, and then again put 5 points into mastering the mysterious to get those more consistent overloads. On this tree, once you've filled out bismuth, I would recommend moving into either iron claw or aquarite, depending on which zone you're farming in. Once you've done this, I would then start to go into mining fundamentals. And that's all I really have for specializations for mining at the moment. This seemed to be a more requested video, so it's why I done it. So I hope you liked it. If you did, consider hitting the like button. And if you want to see more World of Warcraft content, consider hitting the subscribe button. Cheers and happy gathering.